Hey nerds, just wanted to turn the camera on. First time in a while, just something moved me to it. Walking on the street, last minute Christmas shopping, see the comic book guy with his table out. Walk right up to him, and I knew what I wanted. I said, I want something from the 90s. And he said, check the dollar bin. There's a lot of 90s shit in there. And I grabbed a few things. As you can imagine, there's a lot of this old 90s image fare in there. And this one caught my eye. The Darkness. Just because of this cover, as you can see. And honestly, I didn't know. I couldn't even remember who the Darkness was. I had assumed it's this character, and but I wasn't sure. I mean, you all remember, or those of you who were there, the '90s were full of these angelic women characters. I think Todd McFarlane had one called Angela. There was Witchblade. I mean, this is just a common thing. And I knew about Top Cow. I know it was Mark Silvestri. He was, one of the artists back then at the time. And I recognized Ennis, as in Garth Ennis. This must have been early time. So anyway, surprising little trip, blast to the past. When I take it out the bag, I see this in the back. Not well. It's of this time, this age. But one thing that surprised me was this in your stores the week of, guaranteed. And if you know anything about the history of Image Comics and how the '90s comics boom bust went down, you understand why a company would be bragging on their ads, hey, we guarantee our comics appear at whatever time. But anyway, this really got me. Just right off, you open the first page, and these guys knew what they were doing. The artist here is Joe Benitez, and Garth Ennis is indeed one of the writers. But what I've learned is that this is maybe only the second issue of that Mr. Benitez was on. This was a Mark Silvestri character, and furthermore, the actual protagonist, which would have made the cover even more intriguing, is this guy chopped in half right here. I'm flipping through because it's exactly what I was after, and I think that's what made me so happy. It's just these big spreads, this character design from the '90s. Look at all the flames, right? Angels, demons, this kind of thing going on. And then it's just a really solid little one-shot issue. I had no clue anything about anything, but it was all self-explanatory. There's plenty of action. There was no doubt buying something from 1990s with the Image logo on it. There's a high likelihood you're going to get some pretty good art. But the story can usually suck, and I was just stunned that this was, like, for a one-shot, beats almost anything that I happen to pick up these days as on a single issue basis. Another surprising thing, letters pages, you guys remember those. The first one is from a comic book retailer, go figure. Complimenting them on the work, but then pointing out some very, I guess they would say meat and potatoes, like, here's some things that could be better. Stop it with the turning the book sideways. You saw me have to do that once or twice as we flipped through. And maintain the quality of the art from page to page. Another thing that was going on back then. But yeah, The Darkness. This makes me want to dive in. I just had to record this because, again, it's rare that I read one issue of something and don't walk away wanting to know more in a way where I felt ripped off, but wanting to know more in the sense of, like, this was a very satisfying little adventure, little storyline, and it does make me intrigued to go learn more about The Darkness. It was only $1, so a great bargain, but I would have been happy if I paid $5 for this, $5, the way they charge for modern comics. And again, just for it being so, like, randomly in the middle of a run and just coming out of a dollar bin, great stuff. Great to see that, they knew what they were doing at that point in time. Anyway, if you guys know about The Darkness or want to point me in the direction of any particular issues, feel free to leave it.